Good morning. Welcome to First Gear Off-Road. I'm Roy, and today we're starting the Overland Adventure 22 here in Goffs, California. It's going to be an epic adventure, so follow along. If you're ever near Goffs, you owe it to yourselves to check this place out. It has a cool museum and a lot of interesting things on the grounds to check out. We got here kind of late in the day, so we didn't get a chance to check everything out like we'd like to. So we had a chance to get an awesome photo shoot of the truck done by Chris Collard. He did a fantastic job. Then after that, we set up camp and got things ready a little bit for the next day. Then we went over to what used to be an old barn that'd be remodeled into a really cool area to have a meeting and, in this case, a dinner. Got a chance to meet the other participants of the Overland Adventure and some of the staff. The next morning, we woke up to a beautiful sunrise, and then shortly after that, we started lining up, getting ready for the day's trip. This was taken in front of the schoolhouse, which is also the museum here in Goffs, California. For day one, this is the route we'll be taking to our first campsite. After a short drive, we made one of our first stops at one of Patton's training camps out in the desert, and this was going to be the theme for a lot of the stops throughout the trip.
Newer cameras have red lights, so you don't drive over there.
Most of the roads that we traveled today are service roads for the gas lines that run across the desert, so they're long and straight and not really any obstacles or anything, but some very beautiful scenery. Most of the roads today were pretty straight. We did have a little bit of turns here and there. I had Eric driving a big chunk of this section of road, and this is probably what he felt like it was like. Just seemed to go forever. As you can see in our rearview mirror, it goes off to the horizon. We did finally make it to Amboy and stopped near the famous Roy's sign for fuel, a couple supplies, and then we hit the road. After driving for several miles on the highway, we finally hit a dirt section, which was basically a shortcut between Amboy Road and Highway 62. This section of dirt road went from basically a muddy road to a sand dunes, which were kind of fun. And the representative from Warren Winch happened to get his vehicle stuck, whether by accident or on purpose, but he did get a chance to get his winch out and pull himself out. The sky was beautiful with the clouds threatening rain. Although we didn't get any rain today, it sure made it pretty. As we made our way across the desert, we finally made our way to where our campground would be for this night. As you can see, a beautiful sunset. Everybody's setting up camp. A little bit spread out, but a beautiful evening. This night was the night for the Camp Chef Showcase, and Eric was showing his skills at making rice bowls here in camp on our cowboy walk. Enjoying our first desert sunset on the trail, and looking forward to the trails that will take us through the mountains that you see in the distance. On day 2, we woke up to a beautiful sunrise in the desert, and as we're breaking camp, we realized there were some local critters that decided to move in with us. This is the Onyx app that shows the route we'll be taking today. Starting off day 2 on Overland Adventure. Should be a beautiful day, nice and clear, cool morning, and we're going to be heading over to the Dale Mining District.
This is the Virginia Dale area. We're going to be going over the road, and there's a washout with a culvert, and the pipe is exposed. So please be very careful. Take your time going over it, because it'll be just as wide as some of your wider vehicles. So just really watch where your wheels are, so you don't fall off the road.
Well, we're making our way down the backside of the Dale Mining District, heading down to the Joshua Tree area before we head over the ridge over there to Sirocco Summit.
Sean, did you say these rocks are Jurassic or Cretaceous? Jurassic. Approaching the Joshua Tree National Park boundary, you'll see a Joshua Tree National Park sign on the side of the road. It's a great spot to grab a photo as you go by. Even before the California Gold Rush of 1849, prospectors were finding gold in Southern California. As the take for the mines in the Sierras petered out, miners fanned out into the deserts. Here, hot summers, scarce water, limited wood sources, and the difficulty and high cost of transporting equipment and provisions created a challenging environment in which to operate a mine. Two of them were good producers. One of those is the Lost Horse mine, which produced more than 10,000 ounces of gold and 16,000 ounces of silver, worth approximately $5 million plus today, between 1894 and 1931. When the story of the Lost Horse...
Sean Holman from Four-Wheeler Magazine had a great narrative of the whole area out here, from the Dale Mining District to the General George Patton Training Center, and you may catch parts of it throughout this series of videos that I have.
When there was quote-unquote nothing but cattle and Indians. Like these Mojave Heritage Trail guys for some of our narrations for next week. Some of it came from government side.
After driving for several miles across the valley on dirt roads, we finally reached the paved road, which is the south entrance to the Joshua Tree Park. So we take south and head down to Sirocco Summit. The General Patton Memorial Museum is located right off the 10 freeway in Sirocco Summit, and I highly recommend, if you're ever in the area, to stop by and check this place out. There is a lot of cool stuff to see, exhibits, and just a lot of history it tells you about the area. And on this map right here, we covered a big part of that during this adventure. This section of road is crazy with the washboard. They don't line up, so you got this left and right bouncing back and forth. You can see the Jeep in front of us. This is crazy. I've never seen a washboard road do this before. Okay, we're here at day 2 of the Overland Adventure, and right now we're on the Red Cloud Jeep Trail. I got Eric over there driving right now, and we're kind of bouncing along here,
And it looks like we may have some weather coming in up here on the east side of us.
I was trying to watch this cloud right here go over while we were parked. It looked like it was kind of moving in that direction.
Someone's either videoing the wonkiness of the FC on this, because this could be an awesome looking photo video.
Yeah, you're okay. Just to the inside there, you should be fine. Watch back tire where it's at.
Yep.
That's a picture. You like that, huh?
I think that was the last thing.
Today we had a lot of different types of roads to travel upon, some that were very rocky to some that were very well graded and maintained that we could actually get some pretty good speed coming across the desert. This section of road, you could tell that the rain had just came through here minutes before we did. And it was nice because it kept the dust down and it made it for a really nice drive coming into camp.
Small children. I have to bring the drone back. I'm not supposed to.
Coming into camp a little later than we anticipated, so we didn't have much time to get out and take pictures or any video, but it sure was a beautiful night at this location. Make sure to watch part 2 of my Overland Adventure with Four Wheeler magazine, which will cover days 3 and 4.